this is Jamie with Knit Locally, and today we're going to go over our knit along and we're going to talk about the pattern Rose City Rollers by Orange Knit Designs. I'm going to make sure I got that right. The pattern is actually written for 4 double points, or 5 double points, but I am actually going to be doing it in 9-inch circulars, our flexi flips, magic loop, and also the double point. So I'm actually going to knit 4 socks throughout this, so that I'm going to teach you how to modify the pattern. I'm going to teach you how to read a pattern and decide which way you want to modify it, so we can discuss all those things. What I would suggest is, if you are going to be doing it with each of these different methods, to go ahead and just check out our other videos, and I'll group them together depending on which method, right? So I'll group them together. So I kind of wanted to go over a couple things in general first. When I make socks, what I try and do is count rows so that I make sure sock A and sock B match. We are not going to talk in these series of videos about doing 2 at a time. We're going to talk about just how to do 1 sock at a time, which, if I'm honest, some of my socks are not the same because I have not counted rows. So that was a lesson I learned the hard way. And what I do is I usually base it on gauge. So this particular gauge is 24 stitches and 30 rows. And really what we're interested in is our row gauge. And it's 30 rows for 3 inches, which means each 10 rows I'm going to get 1 inch. And the first cuff, and we'll talk about each individual method, but each cuff, it says to knit down 1 inch, which is essentially 10 rows. Now in this tutorial, I'm actually going to be doing 1.5 inches. I find that for me, and these socks will ultimately be for me, I like the 1.5 inch cuff better. So what I am looking at is I'm going to be knitting 15 rows. So each of my socks that I knit, I'm going to knit 15 rows so that they're all the same at the end. And each individual method, we're going to talk about how to do the cast on, and then also how to do the heel flap, the foot, and then the different toes. And we're going to talk about the rounded toe and the square toe when we get there. And I'll do 2 with rounded toe and 2 with square toe. So if you go ahead and check out our other videos, you can see each individual method and how it's done. And at the end of our series of tutorials, we will have socks. Thanks so much.